We're live. Yay.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Sandhya. Okay, I am trying to go live. It's working.
Yes.
Okay, we're going
Okay.
live on Instagram. And then let's see if it's going live on YouTube. Yes, we're live on
It
YouTube.
is. I'm checking
Yes.
if it's going live on my Facebook and
Oh,
then
yeah, on Facebook. That's a good one.
yeah, no, not for me.
Not for you? Aren't you? Let me see. Let me see if I can do it. Because we're supposed to like cross post our lives. Okay. It is live for me on my Facebook. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Sandhya.
Hi.
It's
Oh,
good
there
to
must
see
be
you.
something on the background. So, hi, Melissa. As
Hi,
everyone,
Sandhya.
this is Melissa from Melissa Bike Pretty, and today I am going to be asking her 5 super tough questions regarding her helmet hats. But before we do that, we want to know where are you guys watching us from? We are going live from the West Coast in United States, and we want to hear if you're watching us live, say live, and the city or country or state you're going live, watching us live from, and if you're watching us on replay, say replay and wherever you're watching us from. Is that right, Melissa?
That's right. That's perfect. I need to
Okay.
take notes. I need to learn from you because you're so good at like
Oh, no.
notes.
So I'm Melissa creates gorgeous helmets that is she's solving this problem in my eyes, where if I'm going biking on my gorgeous bike, I want to be safe, I want to protect my head. At the same time, I want it to look stylish, chic. I love wearing a hat, so I'm mostly wearing a hat because I am in the western coast in southwest in Arizona, where it's always sunny. So these hats have beautiful straw covers, but at the same time, it's a high quality, high priced helmet. So I'm going to ask you all these tough questions on the behalf of Melissa's potential customers or existing customers, so you are getting what you're paying for. Is that right?
That's right. And grill me, right? Because of course, Sandhya, you're a fashion designer. You've been working in the industry for I don't know if you want to say how long, but like a long time, right? And you're probably best well known for being on Project Runway.
Yes.
So you've been through it. You've been judged publicly. Like you know what a quality garment is. So if
Yeah, and
you
I have no shame. Just to add that, just to throw that in there, I have absolutely no shame.
I
So go
mean,
ahead,
shame
Melissa.
holds us back. Like what is shame for? Like guilt is something we can learn from. That's an emotion we can learn from. But shame is not going to help us in this life. Like we have to move past shame. Because probably whatever we're ashamed of is not something that like is innate. It's probably something someone else put on us to make us smaller.
Yeah. No, I love to put my work out there, and I don't care if people like it, if they don't like it. I have people who love me, who love my work, and those are my people. That is my tribe. If someone gives me feedback that's relevant, that I can learn from, I read everything and I learn from it. But if it is just coming from a place of hatred or negativity, well, that doesn't bother me. So that's what I meant when I said I have no shame.
How did you get to that point though? That's like we all aspire to be like that, but do
No,
you
I
think
mean,
you were born with it or did you work at it?
I think there was a little bit of being super stubborn and having lesser shame. I think there is some confidence that comes with being a little unaware or naive. And I think, like, I used to be very naive. So there was so much confidence with that naivete. But over the years, I've learned, and I wish I could go back to me being that 15, 16-year-old who was so naive and so bold. Like I could talk to anyone. And I think the more you know, the more intimidated, or, you feel like, oh my God. And sometimes if you just don't know enough, or if you just know enough and not more, you're fine.
Because I think when I was 15, I was like a little mouse. Like I was not, like I would dress up, but that was all my boldness was in my clothes. But I was so nervous to talk to people. And so just getting up here, like doing these lives with you, Sanjay, it's been very therapeutic because I can, I can put myself out here and I have your guidance to be like, you know what, it's okay. Like nothing, no one's going to die. Like nothing bad is going to happen. But I get to have this great conversation with you every other week.
Yeah, for me, it's like I'm not even thinking that, I'm talking or doing a video. For me, it's like I'm talking to you, and I'm having a conversation with people who are watching the video. And
Yeah.
I love people. I just love people. I love talking to people. I love listening to what they have to say, their life experiences, because I try to learn
Yeah.
all the time. So, it's never a loss or never something small. Everything, every moment of my life is a big moment and is a big thing. And every person I'm talking to has something to teach me, has something to offer to others. So it's always a learning moment. It's always fun. There is so much stories, so much magic. I feel like the world's full of magic. And I'm like, what can I get today? So that's the way I approach it.
And so every time you meet someone new, it's like a new opportunity to learn.
Yeah, I mean, I
New.
feel and see your magic. I think you're magical. For me, you're this magical creature I can learn from. And always like, hey, what can I learn from Melissa today? So with that comes this childlike excitement and joy for life that I have. And that is what you see.
Aww. Yeah, and I love it. It's magnetic. So I love speaking with you. I mean, that's why we agreed to do these lives, right? Because we've known each other a few years now. We worked together, but we're like, hey, let's have these conversations like offline
and
or
yeah,
online.
nobody is perfect. Perfection is not interesting. What is interesting are your flaws. My flaws make me who I am. It's, that's why I think I'm interesting.
Yeah.
All flawed and all with my imperfections.
Yeah,
So,
I think you and I today was a rough start for both of us because we had like a vision that we decided 2 weeks ago on what this call was going to be, and it was not that. Like we were hitting all sorts of roadblocks, but we showed up.
oh no, and this video is gonna be so worth it, guys, because Melissa is gonna show us her secrets or tell us her secrets and why you need to have that gorgeous bike helmet in your wardrobe and why it is such a wardrobe must have, like your underwear. I mean,
My underwear.
so let's start with the first question, Melissa.
Yeah, give me I'm getting some like demonstration materials because I think I need to tell this, like show this story and tell this story.
Okay.
So hit me with your first question.
Okay, let's start with our first question then. And it is design philosophy. What is your design philosophy, Melissa? Your helmets beautifully blend vintage aesthetics with modern safety. Could you share the inspiration behind this design approach and how you balance style with functionality?
Oh, I love that question. Yeah, so this is a normal bicycle helmet, what I'm wearing right now. If I can get a little bit closer. I think this is what most people like think of when they think of a bicycle helmet. And these are designed in a very functional way. It has a lot of vents. It's got this peak at the back, which I think is supposed to like make you go faster. But I don't want to say like form follows function because I really just love like form. I'm not trying to be some great like Bauhaus thing. I just like am attracted to things that are pretty. And this to me, it never felt pretty. It felt necessary. It felt functional. It felt like this could protect my head if anything happened. But I didn't want to wear it. And I want to wear like things like this. Like this is a jumpsuit. It looks like a long dress. I find it very practical for biking in. But like this does not go with this. I don't feel like myself. And when I ride a bike, I'm not trying to go as fast as possible. I'm not trying to go really far. I'm just like a mom on a bike, running some errands, taking your kid to the park, just like kind of enjoying life and slowing down a little bit. And I just wanted to show people that while this style tends to dominate like people's impressions of what a bicycle helmet should be and seems very functional, it is just as much a design decision as my products. So there's, aside from like the basic materials, how it's constructed, it's got to be tested to certain standards to be sold as a bicycle helmet in the US. Like that's for consumer protections, that's for your safety. It meets all of those. But the way it is styled is a choice. Like it is meant to look this very athletic, like go faster, wear spandex, bike for exercise look. And that's not me. And what I wanted to show people is like this athletic gear is meant to look a certain way. Like it's an aesthetic choice just as much as my helmets are. And I want people to be more sensitive, or at least know that like even if they're not choosing, even if they think they're not choosing to wear something, it's still a choice, I guess. You know what I mean? Like you and I were talking about this. Like even the not making a choice to dress up is a choice.
Oh yeah.
Because you're communicating something with your clothes.
Yeah. Like you could care less, right? So the choice to not dress up is because, hey, I don't care. I think I'm above dressing up. So you could care less about your appearance, and that's what you're putting forward when you do that. In a certain way, it's kind of disrespectful to yourself and to others that you couldn't even care to, you know, brush your hair or make an effort to look decent, if I may say so. But that's the choice that you're consciously making. So you can tell, oh, that's, I'm not making a choice, you know, someone is making for it. No, that's not true. Every moment in your life you are making a choice. And when I look at that helmet, I don't know if I'm hungry, but it looks like an apple tart top with its vents. But I know that that's for functionality. And what's the functionality of those vents? Melissa, I'm clueless about helmets.
Well, I think so. Yeah, that's a great question. So what it's meant to be. So this is like, you see all these vents? It means like someone needs a lot of airflow. Why do they need a lot of airflow? Because they are biking as absolutely fast as they can, right? This is approaching riding a bike as exercise, as like endurance sport, as suffering, as like we're going to go out and be the most athletic, strongest, like conquer the mountain, like all these really like aggressive terms. When I ride a bike, I don't feel that way. To me, it's lazy walking. So I want to dress in a way that communicates that. Like this is like, I'm at ease, I'm comfortable, I'm not stressing, I'm just riding a bike for the fun of it, for the joy of it. And this doesn't go with it.
No, but even then, even if you're doing a leisure biking thing, you might get head sweat. So it is to air out your scalp and your hair. So that's great. And then how do we make the helmet go with our dress, Melissa?
Okay, so this one, this one, I don't think it goes with the dress. Would never feel like myself. I was like, it was kind of like I would show up on my bike and I'd just be like, I would wear this. I'd see people I'd want to see. I'd have the experience I want to experience, but I'd be like, I hope nobody sees me on my bike. And I didn't want to show up that way.
Yeah.
And so that's when I started my blog and I started blogging my outfits. And the number one question I would get is like, what is a cute bike helmet I can wear? Because other people have this issue too. It's like, we get dressed up, we can ride a bike. These are functional clothes for bike riding. I have some tips for making it a little bit more functional. Can get to that later. But they put a helmet on and it doesn't feel like them. You don't feel like yourself. You feel like you're cosplaying some like Tour de France, like Lance Armstrong guy. So we actually found, my husband and I, we found some helmets that look like straw hats. And I was like, that's perfect. So this is the current iteration that I have here.
Oh my, that is so cute. You can't even tell it's a helmet.
Yeah. And I really love this colorway here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a straw hat, right? It just looks like a really wide straw hat. I mean, this is like a very flattering angle right
Super
now.
versatile as well. And I don't know, I mean, you don't have to wear it just for your bicycle riding. You could do it on a motorbike. This,
No, it's not approved for motorbikes. That's a
I mean,
different
yeah,
standard.
not for safety issues, but if you're
Yeah.
just driving in the city, if you want to look cute while you do it.
Yeah.
Or could you do the cover? I know these are the straw hat is a cover on a
Yeah.
certified helmet, right? Could you do
Yeah.
the straw hat on a motorbike approved helmet?
I've never tried it on a motorbike approved helmet because there's a component to this. So these helmets are designed with this like smooth surface. This one has it as well here. And this is in case of a phenomenon that's called drag. So if the worst happens, someone gets knocked off their bike and there's any sort of like drag along pavement, the helmet needs to have a smooth sliding surface so it won't get stuck and it won't risk. The risk there is like with neck injuries, kind of like a whiplash situation. So that means when I make these covers, they have to be completely breakaway. So they're not permanently attached. And that's actually a safety feature. So it makes it slipperier. Like this is not going to stop anything, any sort of like neck. It's not going to stop your neck and cause an injury that way. It's going to keep the slide going. But in order to do that, it means there are some limitations about how these are attached. So I use this elastic cuff. And it's the intersection between this elastic cuff here and the rim of the helmet here. That's what really keeps the cover on. Now, I've tested these up to like 30 miles per hour, and I feel very confident. Like I guarantee that they will stay on that. But motorbike speeds are above that, and I don't know what would happen. I feel like it's possible they could blow off. So I don't like say this. I have people who have like motorized scooters. They're customers of mine and they purchased it. I don't know how fast they go on a scooter. Like I would not go 30 miles per hour on a scooter, but
Maybe
I don't know. They do.
take a chance and try it and see how fast you can go before they fly off.
I'm scared.
I also see myself being like a baseball mom wearing that when I take my son for games because it
Oh
could
my
be
gosh.
stylish. It would protect me from sun, and yet, you know, I have like this cute hat helmet, and I'm not getting hit on my head with a baseball. So that's another use I can think of it. I don't know if moms want to use it like that. But if we're like we are talking about safety, my second question is about your safety standards.
Yes. Okay.
Safety
So,
standards. Okay, let me ask my question first.
okay. I can get into it because I'll get some demonstrations. But yeah, ask your question. I'm listening.
Safety standards. The helmets are noted to be US CPSC and EN 1078 certified. Are these additional safety features or technologies such as MIPS incorporated to enhance protection against uh,
Rotational injuries.
rotational injuries? Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I have read so many regulations. I've read so much more about helmet regulations. It's an interesting intersection of design and technology, and I think it's annoying. Like, there's this idea that the world of fashion is it's all about creativity and self-expression and fantasy. But I truly love the challenge of designing something that's functional and that has like a real use in people's life, but still gives them this wonderful feeling of confidence and expressing themselves. So while it is difficult to design to all these safety standards and to keep them in mind, I feel like it's a privilege in another way because I actually want to make like the best, most functional product. And I think a lot of the best designers also approach that because we're always designing for the human body, and the human body like needs to do things. Like none of us are just an artwork hanging on the wall that doesn't need to move around. Like great apparel design is great because it serves the person wearing it. Would you agree?
I do, and I think even in its own way, art, aesthetics, beauty serves it's a function. Like
That's true.
even pretty things are a function, because you want to look at things that look good. Like
Yeah.
if I had the option to look at a pretty girl and an ugly girl, it's not like, I would prefer to look at a pretty girl because it's pleasing to my eye. And same goes for fashion. If
Yeah.
there's a pretty dress or an ugly dress, I would rather look at the pretty dress than an ugly dress. Like, come on, like even beauty is a function. Aesthetics are functional, completely functional. If you're looking good, you're feeling good about yourself, you're confident. The
Yeah.
way you feel, the way you portray yourself, the way people look at you is completely different. Like I can dress all shabby and go out and be treated a certain way, and I can dress all pretty, go out and be treated differently. It's a fact. Everybody has an opinion, but facts are facts. Like, you are treated differently. So even beauty serves a function.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
true.
agree with everything you say. And fashion is functional, no matter if it's only aesthetical, because daily life can get so boring, so mundane, and then you're just caught up in this rut of a routine, which where fashion or a beautiful dress serves as the fairy tale,
Yeah.
makes your life more interesting, and it's function.
Yeah.
I
And it does break up that sort of
Yeah,
mundane, everyday experience that we have to
experience,
make.
and bringing you joy. I feel like purpose of at least my life is joy.
Yeah.
It's not money, it's not getting some work done, it is joy, joyful existence. And I feel like aesthetics and beauty is one of the ways to feel joy.
Yeah. It does tell us to slow down and honor the moment that we're in.
Yeah, and just makes life, like why would you eat tasty food? You could just do nutritional, like just eat carrots and peas and broccoli and Brussels sprouts, and but
Yeah.
yet we choose to make delicious food, present it beautifully, and consume it, and there is so much money spent on it, careers built on it. There's a reason.
Yeah, that's true. It's valuable. It's valuable. Okay, so your first question was just to get it all together. So the helmets have US CPSC and EN 1078 certified standards. So these are testing standards. One, the US CPSC is a list of standards for how bicycle helmets sold in the United States. EN 1078, it's the same thing, but it's for bicycle helmets sold in the EU. There's a third one for Australia and New Zealand. They're all slightly different. Whether or not a helmet, it's not to say that one is better than the other. They're just like a little bit different, but they all test things like there's a drop test. So that means they put the helmet on a head form and they drop it from a certain height and they make sure it's resistant and that the helmet breaks in such a way that the head underneath is protected. So helmets are actually considered one-time use. And that's not to say like you need a new bicycle helmet every time you go on a bike ride, but it means that anytime they're in a collision, they break and that's what protects your skull. So if a helmet is in a collision, then it needs to be replaced. It's done its job.
Well, that's pretty
That's how it
interesting.
works.
I didn't know that.
So I have a few here. This one is US CPSC certified. I actually read through all the testing documents here, but this one's not EN 1078 certified because I'm not planning to sell it in the EU because selling things in the EU just became like 10 times harder recently. This one, I buy it from a European company and they make it for the US and the European market. So that's why it's got dual certification. And then the other one is MIPS. And MIPS is not a government standard in the way that US CPSC and EN 1078 is. There's no legislating body for it. It's kind of an agreement amongst helmet manufacturers. And it is not so much about the hardness of the helmet. it's more about kind of what I was referring to earlier, injuries that can happen because of twisting. And what the MIPS is, it's literally this plastic layer on the inside here. You can see it's bright yellow.
Yeah.
And I can kind of wiggle it. I don't know if I can show you, but
Oh wow.
you
Yeah,
can just
I
see
know.
it.
Yeah.
And so this certain injuries, like helmet use, has become more prevalent, but they noticed that, and that was great. That's prevented a lot of injuries and a lot of deaths. But there were some other injuries happening because of like the head twisting, essentially. And this is meant to mitigate that. So what it does is it dissipates energy. Basically, all a helmet does is it dissipates energy away from your skull and your neck muscles.
That's so cool.
And so that's all it is. That's what MIPS is. It's this sliding here. When it was first introduced in the helmet industry, it was very, very expensive. The prices come down a lot. So you can find really affordable MIPS helmets. Now, is it absolutely necessary? I think it depends on the type of riding that someone does. For mountain biking, where you're going really fast downhill, like I wouldn't even do that with just a helmet. I'd probably wear like a full face helmet, something to cover everything. But I don't do mountain biking.
No, I've actually seen mountain bikers go, and I'm like, oh my god, this is scary.
It's scary for me. That's not the type of riding I like to do. I'm like out riding my bike on quiet city streets. I'm going top speed, 12 miles per hour. Like it's very, very different. So that's also part of the risk assessment. It's like think about how you ride, because there's trade-offs to everything.
Yeah, and
but
these
I do
are made for city people, for the urban jungle.
Let's see. This one is made by a company called Burn, and this is kind of like an all sport. So they have this for city people and for people who are going to be riding on trails, and that's why it has the MIPS. A lot more people are riding e-bikes nowadays, so they can go a little bit faster and there's more power. In that case, they also might want to get like a beefier helmet, but that also depends on the e-bike. Just in the same way, there's different kind of levels of helmet protection. There's different kind of like motor strengths on e-bikes. So if you have one of the more casual ones that only has like a top speed of 20 miles per hour, then you can probably use a regular bike helmet. Of course, all the other standard safety practices, like, watch where you're going, don't be on your phone, look both ways before you cross the street.
When you're talking like locally here, I see so many kids riding on their e-bikes and going super fast, and like they're competing with the cars. So these are such good helmets for those kids, and especially with the helmet hat, it could also protect them from the sun. So hey, grandmoms, get your grandchildren the MIPS helmet from Melissa Bike Pretty so they can be stylish and safe. That would be such a good gift as well.
I mean, the grandmas that are out there riding their e-bikes too, like they love it because they love to dress up. They love to feel cute in their sun hat as well.
Yeah, no, and I can see these on like these teenagers who are just going like 50 miles an hour on their e-bikes. I'm obviously exaggerating, but it feels really fast and really unsafe, and they're not a lot of times not even wearing helmets. So that's a good pick for them. They should.
I don't know what to do about teenagers in general, like
educate them. It's like everything in life. Educate them. Once you tell them that this could happen, because I remember biking in Boston, and Boston traffic is insane. And I remember this black SUV, like going and literally brushing against my elbow, and I'm riding in the bike lane. So that's how aggressively drivers drive, depending on where you live, which is mostly everywhere nowadays. Because
I think that is when I talk about helmets, like helmets are kind of the last line of defense for keeping someone on a bike safe. Separate infrastructure, separate paths. I'm not sure when you were biking in Boston, but I know that they've added a lot more protected bike lanes kind of to prevent
2014, 15.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's changed a lot in the past 10 years. So they've added a lot so that cars and bikes aren't mixing so much.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people die because of bike injuries. So if you're wearing the right gear, the right helmet, and making it stylish as per your taste, it can work really well.
And it's just, I think with kids, it's not so much what we tell them to do, it's what we show them, right? Because we're modeling behavior for them. And that's why it's on us to always like try to improve and
But there's so many lifestyle choices that we make when we see other people making better choices.
Yeah. And I think that's the value of like wearing a bicycle helmet, is like you're showing that you value yourself, and you're just setting that it's a good example, and like someone else might see it and be like, oh yeah, I should wear my bike helmet today.
And make it stylish.
And make it stylish. Make it something you want to be seen wearing.
And that brings me to our third question. I think my questions have been cut short by StreamYard. Material durability. Given the handcrafted nature and use of materials like paper straw, how do the helmets fare in various weather conditions, and what maintenance is recommended to ensure longevity?
Okay. It's pretty simple. So this material, it's very similar to rayon. So you probably know about rayon, of course. But rayon is a synthetic fiber, but it is plant-based, essentially. It's made from some sort of wood pulp. It was developed, I think, during World War II as like a silk substitute, but it has many, many other uses. This is very, very thick strips of rayon, or this like paper type material, and it's actually just hand woven together. But I have had these. I have some of these that I wear every day. I wear it for years. I've gotten them wet. I've worn them in the rain. And even this one, when I had it manufactured, my supplier was like, oh, we're not sure if this one can go in the rain, so maybe you want to add a note. But then I put it through, it's tested, and it's never once shed any dye on me. Have you ever done that sort of like dye testing for
your my clothes?
Yeah.
So whenever they are dyed, the fabric or the garment is dyed, it is thoroughly tested for bleeding.
Exactly.
And like blues tend to dye bleed the most, but we make sure that they are tested before we start selling the garment. Yeah,
exactly. So we went through the same thing. I tested it myself. The factory tested it, and there's multiple tests that are done for it. But this one, it's got kind of the blue and the white mixed together. And these have always come out so beautifully. So they can get wet. I heard from a customer who she went on this 70-mile ride for charity, and she was wearing one of her straw hats, and it started raining. It rained for like an hour, which is a great photo of her crossing the finish line. Her hat looks great. Like it's not a big deal. I think people who aren't used to wearing hats are really nervous about getting them wet, but these can hold up. I just say if they get wet, let them air dry. Like you don't want to put them in the washing machine, like hand wash them maybe, and then just let them air dry, and they're fine.
And then how does cleaning work? Like how do you clean them?
I hand wash them. So I think I have a video of it, but I've just put them in like a pan, I guess, like you would hand wash like underwear.
Why don't you share a link of how to clean these hats in the comments below? Once the video, so people can see how to clean these hats.
I have done it on a live where I just like set up my little hand wash bucket and like.
Oh, that's so cool! I want to see it. I love that.
I do nerd out about laundry quite a bit because I think how we take care of our clothes is so important.
Yeah, I'm like throw all my clothes in one basket and then pray to God. Yeah. That odds be in my favor.
Let me get like one I've been wearing a lot. Let's see. And I can show people.
And tell us what all this one has been through.
This one is like my daily wear. It's pretty crumpled.
It looks brand new, to be honest.
But no, it's totally fine. I don't baby it because like I'm product testing when I'm out wearing my helmet and riding my bike. Like I don't want to treat it gently because whatever I put it through, like my customers are going to go, 10 times as hard.
I feel like as designers, we are scientists. I'm experimenting all the time.
It's funny you say that. My parents are scientists. And I was always like, into clothes, and they taught me a lot about like the scientific method, and I use that all the time.
Yeah. I think we're all scientists. All of us are born scientists. That's so cute. It looks brand new. How long have you been using this helmet for?
Oh,
Tell our viewers.
at least a year and a half now.
Oh, wow. That looks brand new to me.
Yeah, and I've done like multiple, like hours and hours. I'll wear it. And we'll ride in the sun. We'll ride to the beach, like all these places.
So it stands the test of sand and time and water.
Yeah. I actually love when I bike to the beach. I love bringing this because when I arrive, I'm like, okay, I don't want to wear. It'll take a few hours to bike there sometimes, and I'm like, I don't want to wear my helmet anymore, but I do want to have a hat. And then I just like put my hat on.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. And
Or I put my hair up.
Keep it a certain way, yeah, so that you can fill it out, and
Yeah,
also
exactly.
be comfortable.
Yeah, my hat, and then it's like loose on my head, so I don't feel like too hot at the beach.
Oh yeah, that looks fun. I love that. So this brings me to my fourth question: customization and fit. With the interchangeable covers and emphasis on style, how do you ensure that the fit remains secure and comfortable across different helmet cover combinations?
Ooh, that's great. So I have tried a whole bunch of different cover combinations. And I've actually documented many of them on lives like this, where it's just me talking to the camera and I'm like, hey, here's a helmet I have. I'm going to try it on with a hat. So I make these covers in 3 different sizes, and those 3 sizes pretty much cover most helmets on the market. It's really like this circumference on the outside that determines whether or not one of my covers is going to fit the base helmet. And so I try to, as much as possible, match up the size of the helmet and the brand of the helmet, and then suggest a cover that will fit in the situation. Some things are not compatible, and once I find that out, I put the information on my website. But it's really about just getting like the right fit between the cover and the helmet, and that's something I've done a ton of research on.
So the customers maybe just need to measure the circumference of that rim and then make a choice accordingly, like an informed decision.
And they can let me know.
Yeah. And would you link that information like a size chart down below? So if people are looking to buy a helmet cover from you, they can go to the helmet size chart and make an informed decision.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Definitely.
That sounds wonderful. And
I've even gotten the cover on this helmet. So I make the cover in extra large. So if you're like, oh, I already have a helmet, I don't want to buy a new one, I just want to cover it up, I make the covers in the largest size, and they fit over this. Now at the moment I'm sold out. I'm waiting on a delivery. It's supposed to arrive today. It's coming to the port today. I don't know what my tariff bill is going to be. I expect it's going to be a big one, but it is coming.
So yeah, guys, like you can look at the size chart and measure your helmet out and make an informed decision. And if you are still in doubt, you want to reach out to Melissa. And what is your response time, Melissa?
We can respond within 24 hours. Yeah. And if we've tried it, then the information is on the website. If we haven't tried it yet, then it's going to take a little bit longer.
And whatever I know about Melissa, I know she's always learning and evolving. So if there is something you can't find on her website, just write to her, and I know she will put in 1,000% effort into getting those answers back to you, and on working on putting that on her website as well. So that brings me to my question number 5, which is customer feedback and evolution. How has customer feedback influenced the evolution of your helmet design? And are there any upcoming features or styles inspired by user suggestions?
I mean, customer feedback is everything, right? Like I don't consider a product done, fully designed, until I've gotten feedback from the market, from people buying it, from people trying it in their life and then returning it to me. And like We have a questionnaire that we send to people. We ask them for feedback. So every single purchase, I ask people like, how was it for you? Do you want to return it? If anybody buys it and they're like, it's not for me, then that's good. Like, send it back. Don't ever like hold on to something that you don't want, because it might not be the right product for you. I would say the number one thing that I've done to improve the product is to make the brim more resistant to the wind. There's always a balance between the stiffness of the product and the safety of the product. So I can't make this too hard, because it's got to be flexible in the case of any collisions. But I don't want it to be so floppy that it doesn't tend to flop down, but it does tend to flop up like this. And then that's not like a great look, and it might expose you to sun. So I've worked with my manufacturer to improve that over the years, and they've done an amazing job. I've been really, really happy with it. I'm also working on new colors, and that's really exciting for me. Like, I'm really excited about new colors.
I would love to see yellow, pink, red, green in your helmets.
I have a red one. I'm gonna show you.
Oh, I have not seen the red one ever.
So I developed my latest batch. I mean, it's very rough right now, so it's just a little preview, but it's been flattened. But it's like this reddish pink.
Yeah.
So I dye these in like small batches myself. So I just like got my regular helmet, and I was like, well, let me try new colors, because that was the other thing. I had people buying, I have this color, I have this colorway, I have a white one, and they were like, when are you going to get other colors?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not really sure how to do that. So I just tried dyeing them. So the new version is all the components are dyeable, meaning like this trim here is also dyeable. So it's going to be like a lot more of a harmonious effect. So I'm really, really excited about doing like small batch releases. I've done this color a couple times, and it's always sold out. I call it bougainvillea.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Like a big
bougainvillea bush. Yeah.
Like you could stand in the bush and not be seen. Or at least your head would not be seen. The rest.
That's what I do.
Well, if you're weird like us, this is the place that you want to be.
Yes, like, how did you know?
So that brings us to an end right here. I hope I'm satisfied with all your answers, and I hope all our viewers are also satisfied by all the amazing answers that Melissa gave. I mean, there was so much that I did not know, and I feel more helmet like knowledgeable person. I'm not getting the right words now that I've
you're more informed about what to look for in a
more
bike helmet.
educated.
But if you need a bike helmet, you should just let me know.
I will email you. I'm like, hey Melissa, help me, this is my head size, this is what I want.
That's what I need to know, your head size. That's like the number one thing.
So how do you measure your head size? Could you link a video?
I can show you right now. But I do have a video. I have several videos on my website, but it's the head circumference like this here. Not too tight, but not loose either. Just following the contours. And then where the band ends, I'm going to feel it.
22.5 inch.
Yeah, exactly.
I like how your tape measure was hiding in your plants. You just pulled it out of a leaf.
These are functional plants,
Plants are always functional. I just have a black thumb. I have certifiedly killed a little baby cactus, so I'm not to be trusted.
I mean, I have a lot of plants, and that just means I've killed a lot of plants.
I gave up when the cactus gave up on me. I was like, no more.
A cactus in Arizona, you feel like that should be manageable. So.
It was on my fridge. It was from Arizona, but it was on my fridge. Okay. I was supposed to put it in water like once in a year or once in a few months, and I forgot.
Of course.
So, yeah.
That plant should have spoken up for itself.
Or walked to a water body.
I have to do everything for you.
I know, right? I have enough on my plate.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, guys, if you've enjoyed watching today's live and if your burning questions have been answered, you want to go check out Melissa's website, Bike Pretty, BikePretty.com. And you want to make sure you subscribe to her YouTube channel, her Facebook, her Instagram. Go get on her email list and protect your head from injuries while you look pretty to others while biking. So that's why you want to go check her out. And
Thank
we'll
you,
see
Sandhya.
you.
And how can people find you? Hold on.
Well, they can find me on Project Runway season 13. So if you like, it's almost vintage now. I was on the show on season 13, so 10 years ago. If you can tell, it's me. I don't know how much I've aged. Go watch my season 13. I'm hard to miss because I'm that good on the show, and tell me what you think about it. And if you want to see what I have been up to, all the shenanigans, you want to go see my website, sandhyagarg.com.
Here it is.
And we'll be back with more fun questions
on Thursdays in 2 weeks, every other Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific and Mountain Time, right?
Yes, I'm on Pacific time, I believe now.
Yeah.
And
thank you, Sandhya.
Thank you, Melissa. And yeah, we'll bring all our fantastic humor and our most beautiful faces for you to see.
And what are we going to talk about next time?
I don't know.
You're going to give us a little tour. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we'll make you enter the world of fashion, of high fashion.
Yeah.
So keep up with us, guys. You want to subscribe this channel, and if you like, you can go to my website. You can also subscribe to my YouTube, my Facebook, my Instagram, our TikTok,
your mailing list.
The mailing list. There's a lot of good stuff in the mailing list, which Melissa will talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a giveaway to enter my mailing list. If you come to my website, you can enter a giveaway to win one of my Straw Hat Bike helmets.
And I give away a lot of good stuff, and you will know more about that when you get on it. So get on that mailing list. A pop-up will pop up with me in a pink dress, and you want to.
I love that photo.
So go to our website and put your names in, right?
That's right.
And we'll see you next